Everyone dreams of success, but not everyone achieves it. Why? Because success is not an accident. It is not luck. It is not chance. Success is a result of choices, persistence, struggles, and growth. Today, let's walk together through powerful lessons from Shiv Khera's You Can Win. Lessons that will inspire you, challenge you, and help you build your own winning strategies. The greatest job security is performance, not connections, not promises, not even degrees. It is performance. No matter what the situation, your skills, your results, your consistency, these are your true job security. If you perform, you will always be valued. Dr. Seymour Epstein once said, "Superachievers don't waste time in unproductive thoughts, in catastrophic thoughts, or in daydreaming. They think constructively. They know that their level of thinking determines their success." Emphasis. Success is not an accident. It is the result of attitude, and attitude is a choice. A priest was traveling when he saw a beautiful farm. He stopped and admired the bountiful crop. The priest said to the farmer, "God has blessed you with such a beautiful farm." The farmer smiled and replied, "Yes, God has blessed me, but you should have seen this land when God had it all to himself. God helps those who help themselves. Fatalistic people wait for things to happen. Winners make things happen." Why does one person move forward, crossing hurdle after hurdle, while another person struggles and stays behind? The difference lies in attitude, discipline, and persistence. Anonymous once said, "If you really want to succeed, form the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do." Earl Nightingale gave the best definition of success. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Break it down. Progressive. Success is a journey, not a destination. After one goal, we move on to the next. Realization. Success is internal. I must feel successful within, not just look successful outside. Worthy. A goal must be meaningful and value-driven. That's why celebrities with wealth sometimes feel empty inside. Because success without worthiness is not success. John H. Rhodes once wrote, "Existence alone is not success. It is a lot more. Do more than exist. Live. Do more than touch, feel. Do more than look, observe. Do more than read, absorb. Do more than hear, listen. Do more than listen. Understand. This is true success." Part 4. Obstacles to success. But success doesn't come easily. Obstacles stand in the way. Ego, fear of failure, low self-esteem, lack of focus, procrastination, poor planning, financial insecurity, and most of all, lack of persistence. Bill Cosby once said, "I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." True words. You don't need to please everyone. You need to stay true to your values. Part 5. The winning edge. Imagine a horse race. The winning horse may only be a fraction of a second faster than the second horse, but the prize money, 10 times greater. Why? Because small differences make big rewards. That's what we call the winning edge. You don't need to be 10 times smarter or stronger. You just need that one little edge. Discipline, focus, persistence. Excellence is that edge. Not perfection. Excellence. And excellence means continuous improvement. Part 6. Struggle is necessary. B.C. Forbes said, "Winners are those who refuse to be discouraged by their defeats." The butterfly story. A teacher showed his students a butterfly struggling to come out of its cocoon. It fought, it pushed, it tried for hours. One student, out of pity, helped it break the cocoon. But soon the butterfly died. Why? Because the struggle was necessary to strengthen its wings. Without it, it could not survive. Struggles in life are not punishments. They are preparation. They make us strong. Part 7. Overcoming obstacles. An English proverb says, "A smooth sea never made a skillful mariner." Winners are not those without problems. They are those who refuse to quit. H. Ross Perot put it beautifully. "Most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit at the 1-yard line, 1 foot from a winning touchdown." Don't give up too soon. Part 8. Success and failure stories. Tom Watson Sr. of IBM said, If you want to succeed, double your failure rate. Abraham Lincoln's life. Failed in business at 21. Defeated in elections at 22. Failed in business again at 24. Lost his sweetheart at 26. Nervous breakdown at 27. Lost congressional race at 34. Lost senatorial race at 45. Failed to become vice president at 47. Lost senatorial race again at 49. Finally, elected president of the United States at 52. Would you call him a failure or one of the greatest leaders in history? Other examples. Lee DeForest, inventor of the triode tube, was accused of fraud. Yet he transformed communication forever. Wright brothers were laughed at before proving human flight. Colonel Sanders, at age 65 with only a $100 check, built KFC into a global brand. Every success story is also a story of failures. Part 9, The Greatest Gift. The greatest gift humans have is the ability to think. We can't run like leopards, we can't fly like birds, we can't swim like alligators. Physically, humans are weak. But nature gave us the power of thought. Few people use this gift fully. Failures are of two kinds. Those who never think. Those who think but never act. Life is like a cafeteria. You take your tray, choose what you want, and pay the price. We never pay the price of success. We pay the price of failure. Success always rewards. Failure always charges. Part 10. Choices and Compromises. William Jennings, Bryan said, "Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice." Life is full of choices. When we overeat, we choose to be overweight. When we smoke, we choose to invite cancer. When we drink and drive, we choose to risk death. Choices have consequences. We are free to choose, but after we choose, the choice controls us. A series of good choices creates success. A series of bad choices creates failure. Life is like clay in the hands of a potter. We shape it as we wish. Part 11. Attitude and Adversity. Not everything is under our control. We cannot choose our parents or our birthplace, but we can always choose our attitude. George Allen said, "Health, happiness, and success depend upon the fighting spirit of each person." The big thing is not what happens to us in life, but what we do about what happens to us. Life is both rain and sunshine, both happiness and sorrow. When we handle adversity well, it strengthens us. When we complain, it weakens us. The iced tea story. At the St. Louis World Fair, Richard Bleshenden tried selling hot tea. But it was too hot and nobody wanted it. Instead of giving up, he poured it over ice, added sugar, and served it cold. People loved it. That was the birth of iced tea. Lesson: life gives us lemons. We can cry, or we can make lemonade. The choice is ours. Success is not a matter of chance. It is the result of clear thinking, consistent performance, and deliberate choices. The first principle Shiv Khera emphasizes is that performance is the greatest job security. In a world where jobs change, businesses collapse, and economies fluctuate, only one factor truly protects you: the ability to consistently deliver results. Skills, competence, and reliability never lose their value. Superachievers, he explains, are not people who avoid problems, but those who direct their energy wisely. They don't waste time in unproductive or catastrophic thoughts. They think constructively and focus on what they want instead of what they fear. That is why success is never accidental. It comes from the combination of attitude, action, and persistence. To illustrate, Khera shares the story of the farmer and the priest. When the priest admired the farmer's land as God's blessing, the farmer reminded him that while God had provided the resources, it was human effort that turned raw land into a fertile farm. The moral is simple: God helps those who help themselves. Passive waiting achieves nothing. Proactive effort makes miracles possible. So, what is success? Earl Nightingale's famous definition captures it well. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Success is not a final point, but an ongoing journey. It is progressive, because once one milestone is achieved, another emerges. It is realization, because success must be felt internally, not just displayed externally. And it must be a worthy goal, because only goals that align with values and meaning can truly satisfy. Many people confuse success with wealth or recognition, but Khera stresses that success without fulfillment is emptiness. That's why so many individuals who seem to have it all on the outside still feel hollow within. Real success is living a life of depth, doing more than existing. Doing more than existing, more than touching, more than hearing. It is about living fully and meaningfully. On the other hand, failure leaves clues too. Ego, procrastination, poor planning, lack of persistence, low self-esteem, and the constant desire to please everyone are some of the main obstacles. Bill Cosby's observation is quoted, "I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." True success demands focus, clarity, and courage to stand firm on principles. Khera then introduces the idea of the winning edge. In a horse race, the winning horse may be only a nose ahead, but the rewards are 10 times greater. Likewise, in life, small improvements make disproportionate differences. We don't need to be 10 times better than others, just a little more disciplined, a little more consistent, a little more determined. That small difference creates the big edge. Struggle plays an essential role in this journey. The story of the butterfly demonstrates it well. When a student helped a butterfly out of its cocoon, the butterfly died because it was deprived of the struggle needed to strengthen its wings. In life, too, struggles are not punishments but preparation. They make us strong enough to fly. Avoiding struggle only weakens us. Success and failure are measured not by the absence of problems, but by the ability to overcome them. A smooth sea never made a skillful mariner, goes the English proverb. Everyone faces disappointments, but winners persist where others quit. H. Ross Perot summarized it best. Most people give up just when they're about to succeed. They quit on the 1-yard line. Every great success story is also a story of repeated failures. Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost multiple elections, suffered heartbreak and breakdowns, yet eventually became one of the greatest presidents of the United States. Colonel Sanders started KFC at age 65 with almost nothing. The Wright brothers were ridiculed before they proved flight possible. Lee DeForest was accused of fraud before his invention transformed communication. These stories prove that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary stepping stone. Khera then highlights the greatest gift humans possess, the ability to think. Physically, humans are weaker than many animals. We cannot fly, outrun predators, or survive extreme environments without help. But we can think, imagine, create, and adapt. Sadly, very few use this gift fully. Failures fall into 2 groups, those who never think and those who think but never act. Success requires both thought and action. Life, he explains, is like a cafeteria. You get what you choose and what you are willing to pay for. We never pay the price of success. We pay the price of failure. Success brings rewards. Failure brings penalties. Destiny, as William Jennings Bryan said, is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. Life is full of choices and compromises. Every decision has consequences. Eating too much is choosing to be overweight. Smoking is choosing cancer. Drinking and driving is choosing risk. Once we make a choice, the choice controls us. A series of positive choices builds success. A series of negative choices builds failure. Life, like clay in a potter's hand, can be molded in any direction by our decisions. But not everything is under our control. We cannot choose our parents, our birthplace, or certain circumstances. Yet we can always choose our attitude. As George Allen said, the big thing is not what happens to us in life, but what we do about what happens to us. Attitude is what turns adversity into opportunity. It takes both rain and sunshine to create a rainbow, and it takes both joy and sorrow to create a full life. The story of Richard Bleckenden illustrates this perfectly. At the St. Louis World Fair, on a very hot day, Nobody wanted his hot tea. Instead of giving up, he poured it over ice, added sugar, and served it cold. People loved it. That was the birth of iced tea. This is the power of attitude. When life gives you lemons, you can either complain or make lemonade. Performance is the ultimate job security. No matter where you are, results will protect you. Success is no accident. It is a choice, shaped by thinking and action. Success is progressive. It is the realization of worthy goals, not a one-time achievement. Fulfillment matters. Without worthiness, external success feels empty. Obstacles are normal. Ego, fear, procrastination, and lack of persistence are the real enemies. The winning edge is small but powerful. Slight improvements create massive rewards. Struggle is essential. Just as the butterfly needs to fight its cocoon, we need to embrace challenges to grow. Failure is part of success. Lincoln, Sanders, and many others prove that persistence after failure leads to greatness. Thinking is our greatest gift. Use it not just to dream, but to act. Life is choices. We mold our lives daily with the decisions we make. Attitude decides destiny. We cannot always control circumstances, but we can always control how we respond. So now, we have walked through the truths of success. We have seen how performance secures us, how struggles strengthen us, and how choices shape our destiny. But before we finish, and I want you to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what does success really mean for me? Because success is not one size fits all. For some, it is wealth. For others, it is peace. For some, it is recognition. For others, it is simply happiness with family and health. The key is this: success must be yours, not borrowed from others. Now ask yourself, are you waiting for life to happen? Or are you making life happen? Are you waiting for opportunities? Or are you creating them? Are you hoping for luck? Or are you sharpening your skills? Are you complaining about struggles? Or are you turning them into strength? Remember this truth. Every person gets two chances every day: the chance to complain and the chance to create. Which one will you take? Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. And today, right now, you can choose. Pause, emotional tone. Choose to wake up tomorrow with courage. Choose to invest in your growth. Choose to keep moving when failure tries to hold you back. Choose to rise every time life knocks you down. Imagine your life 1 year from today, if you commit to these principles. Imagine your career when your performance becomes your brand. Imagine your strength when every struggle only makes you tougher. Imagine your joy when you stop trying to please everyone and simply do what's right. Imagine your peace when you finally realize success is not just what you get, it is what you become. That is the real victory. Not the medals, not the money, not the applause, but the transformation of your inner self. Because in the end, success is living a life that makes you proud when you look back. Success is when your presence makes a difference and your absence is felt. Success is not just climbing to the top of the ladder, but making sure the ladder is leaning against the right wall. And remember, failures will come, rejections will come, setbacks will come. But none of these can stop a person whose vision is clear. And remember, failures will come, rejections will come, setbacks will come. But none of these can stop a person whose vision is clear, whose attitude is positive, and whose will is unbreakable. The butterfly cannot fly without a struggle, and you cannot grow without challenges. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember, this is not the end. This is the training ground. This is where you are building your wings. So, my friend, as we close this journey together, let me leave you with 3 truths. 1. Your performance is your real security. Sharpen it, nurture it, protect it. 2. Your struggles are not barriers. They are stepping stones, preparing you for flight. 3. Your choices decide your future, so choose wisely, choose courageously, and choose consistently. Success is not a miracle. Success is not luck. Success is you. Every day, choosing to rise, choosing to act, choosing to believe. And when life gives you lemons, don't cry. Don't complain. Make lemonade and share it with the world. Because the truth is simple. Success is not chance. It is choice. Success is not luck. It is persistence. Success is not given. It is earned. The choice is yours.